In the trailers for Sonic X Shadow Generations, we've seen Shadow tap into his Black Arm's DNA and gain Doom powers. Although Shadow is partially using his Black Arm's DNA, but what would happen if he used all of his DNA? Could we see a new form? Let's find out. But before we get into that, did you know that 99% of you are not subscribed to this YouTube channel? How about we fix this? So be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you'll be notified for the next time I upload. And check out all my other videos I've done on this channel. I do animations, I do gaming, I do reactions, and of course I do these discussion videos. So why not subscribe? It's free after all. In the 2000s era of Sonic, we saw Sonic embrace several new forms towards the end of the story in a few games. It almost became a recurring element of each title. But then suddenly it came to a huge halt, and we didn't see any new forms for any of the characters for years. That was until the events of Sonic Frontiers, the Final Horizon update, in which we saw Sonic turn into Super Sonic 2, and then also Super Sonic Cyber, in which Super Sonic embraces the cyber corruption and becomes Super Sonic Cyber. And I feel like this is the case for Shadow. Other than Super Shadow, we haven't really seen Shadow receive another form. This really sucks because if any character is deserving to have alternate forms as well as Sonic, it's Shadow. Shadow is one of the most popular characters in the franchise, and with his Black Arm's DNA, there's so many places Sonic Team could take this. Shadow has never really used his Black Arm's DNA in the franchise. In the gameplay trailers for Sonic X Shadow Generations, Shadow embraces the Black Arm's DNA, and this results in his Doom powers. If Shadow were to fully embrace it, we could potentially see a new form for Shadow, and it could be called Black Arm Shadow, or something along those lines, in which he takes on a whole new form. If like Sonic, he goes super at the end of the game, he could again embrace the Black Arm's DNA alongside his super form, and it could result in Black Arm's Super Shadow. And it would probably be the most powerful form of Shadow, becoming the true ultimate life form. Shadow has technically already received a new form in Sonic X Shadow Generations. He becomes a new form called Doom Morph. Some might argue that this doesn't count as it's similar to Sonic and the Wisps. But actually this is part of Shadow's DNA, whereas the Wisps are something Sonic uses temporarily and collects. So they are not part of Sonic, whereas the Doom Morph is part of Shadow. Also, in the Doom Powers trailer for Sonic X Shadow Generations, we actually hear Shadow say, "I am the true ultimate life form." He's never before referred to himself as the true ultimate life form. I might be looking too far into this, but with the addition of true, it could imply something else is claiming the title of the ultimate life form. So he needs to prove he is true. And maybe he does this by showing off his Doom abilities. Who knows? But it would be awesome to see another form, especially a mix of Black Arms and Super Shadow. A mixture of the new ability and a super form feels like a parallel to Sonic's treatment in Sonic Frontiers. Part of the reason they did this is because they are trying to make the characters cool again after the meta era and make the hardcore fans really excited for the future of the franchise. And I really feel something like this would be the way to do it. I definitely think fans would be more excited to see a Black Arm Super Shadow than they were to see Super Sonic Cyber. Alternative forms is something Ian Flynn has previously pushed for as well. He even planned on bringing back Hypersonic for Sonic Frontiers, but Sonic Team shut it down. But this desire to push for new forms tells me we could be in for a nice surprise. Evidently in the past, Sonic Team have really wanted Shadow to be a big part of the franchise. Maybe even have his own sub-franchise. He died in SA2 but was so popular that Sonic Team brought him back. He even got his own game, and here we are again with Shadow essentially getting his own game again. Catching Shadow up to Sonic with his own forms is something the franchise has needed, in my opinion. Shadow's story will be so good in this game, and the way it will end will likely leave the story open to more games with just Shadow. And I feel most fans of the franchise would love it. Even the way we had the year of Shadow almost feels like a true kickstart to the character. While it may be his year, I think this is only the beginning of how far Sonic Team will take Shadow. And with how much potential the character has, they'd be silly to not take him so much further. So giving him his own form would show he truly is the coolest character in the franchise. But what do you guys think? Do you think there will be another form for Shadow? And would you like to see the Black Arms DNA combined with Super Shadow? Let me know in the comments down below, and yeah, we'll just go from there. So I thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on all my social media pages, which will be linked in the description down below, and I will see you all in the next video. So until then, take care, bye bye.